Chelsea up to fifth. The brilliant start from Thomas Tuchel continues up to fifth. A handful of points now behind Liverpool in the Premier League. That's 3 wins on the bounce, equaling the best total so far this season for Chelsea. And the decision from Roman Abramovich to dismiss Frank Lampard and appoint Thomas Tuchel appears to be paying dividends. The ability to hold on to the ball today, over 70% possession, the dominant team again for the 4th game on the bounce. The response to conceding the own goal, I think, is something, if you're a Chelsea fan, you should be looking at and be so proud and pleased with. The response came within minutes. Timo Werner, excellent game from him tonight. He was everywhere. He won the penalty, of course, set up the assist for who I would give man of the match to tonight in Mason Mount. Mason Mount, Southgate's pet, Frank Lampard's pet. He will be Thomas Tuchel's pet as well. And I think I'm at a point where I might have to just hold my hands up and say I completely underestimated the ability of Mason Mount for many, many years indeed. I actually got that slightly wrong. Chelsea actually sits in fifth. It's 1 point behind Liverpool now, 23 games in. They're 6 points off second as well, Chelsea now. Just 6 points behind Manchester United. An excellent turnaround from Thomas Tuchel. But when you watch the play, they dominate the possession. They attack brilliantly. They command the territories very well. The approach play is getting better and better week in, week out. And this is without, there hasn't really been a lot of time for Chelsea to train, because it's a game every 2 or 3 days at the moment. To settle so well into Thomas Tuchel's system without any real training, without a kind of 1 week or a 2 week period to sit down and actually work on drills, work on these patterns of play, work on his system, it's looking very, very encouraging indeed. Another high level of rotation again for Thomas Tuchel, with the likes of Ben Chilwell getting opportunities, and of course Olivier Giroud starting. The strength of this Chelsea squad is there for everybody to see, and overtly it was an excellent performance, and it may only have ended 2-1, but I feel that Chelsea's performances so far under Thomas Tuchel have been better than the score lines reflect. The clinical edge in front of goal will get better, there's no doubt about it whatsoever, as Timo Werner finds his feet, and I think he will in the Premier League. Timo Werner, I really do think he's going to become a top player. It's something on my lip, and I don't know what the hell that is. I got to get that off. It's gone now. He will become a clinical player in the Premier League. There's no doubt about it. Mason Mount goes from strength to strength, and I know that's going to rattle David when he comes on, but he's the boy that he hates. He's proving him wrong again and again and again. Jorginho in that holding role, sensational. Scored the penalty, which turns out to be the winner. Last man tackles going in, distributing the ball very, he's doing, if the strikers were doing their job to the same level that Jorginho was doing his in the middle, they'd be winning some of these games by 2 or 3 goals clear. This Chelsea team looks a different animal to the one that we saw under Frank Lampard only 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're going places, they're improving. And as a rival, I might start praying for myself, because looking so good right now. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Looking really, really dangerous. They've almost got... It's got LVG vibes. And I'm not talking LVG that fouled at Man United. I'm talking LVG at Barca, LVG at Bayern Munich. They may not always win games 4-5-0, but the way they control the ball. For large parts of the game, all I'm watching is Sheffield United run around chasing the ball like headless chickens, and they're going to get better and better. I remember Tuchel hasn't signed a single player that he wants yet. I'm a Chelsea fan right now. I'm excited about the future. We're going to get the panel on very, very soon. What we're going to do first is share the link for you guys to come on and have your say. Get that done right about now, people. We're going to put that in the comment section, and we're going to share it on the Discord server as well. So make sure you get yourselves across. Make sure you get that done right about now. It's in the Discord server on the Chelsea page. So get yourself across to the Chelsea page. Get yourself involved. Felix here says, we needed this tricky game as a test to see what we are made of. The response to the own goal was incredible. Timo on fire, making brilliant runs, just needs the service. And that's the point. That will come in time, Chelsea fans. The service will arrive. Man like Daniel, big up yourself. One of my members and one of my moderators says, we were way better and that you were. Jorginho and Kovacic are important. Listen, I don't want to sleep on Kovacic. Kovacic is hugely important to Chelsea. The reason I'm focusing on Jorginho, I feel like Jorginho has had too much abuse, too much criticism for me, unseasoned football fans. And I'm talking about people that don't understand the actual nuances of the game, that don't actually understand that without Jorginho being utilized, it's almost impossible to create these commanding possession-based teams that break people down. You need men like him. And maybe he was at the wrong managers under Sarri in the Premier League, and definitely under Frank Lampard, because Tuchel has turned him into a star already. There's no doubt about it. Man like Jake here says, Werner, absolutely brilliant tonight. Kante made a good impact when he came on, and Hudson-Odoi. He did. Hudson-Odoi, again, just looked... Do you know, if Chelsea don't want Hudson-Odoi, and we don't sign Jadon Sancho, I'd take him at United. I've made my mind up on Hudson-Odoi now. I've watched him more and more recently. I've listened to you Chelsea fans that have told me to shut my mouth about him and see what he's about, and he's really impressed me massively. There's no doubt about that. SS here says, this is what a world-class manager brings to the table. Man United are missing one from a Chelsea fan. And maybe you're right on that, bro. A world-class manager over a long period of time will always make a difference. Beating Sheffield United twice isn't for everybody. Certainly not this season. Man United, trash in terms of that. What's this? Sorry, Terry, we ain't giving him to you. I know you're not. I know that won't actually happen. It was just a point I was making. Let's see what a few more. We told you, Terry. Yes, you did tell me. And listen, like I said, I got alpha still. With this what this alpha still means is that I don't always have to be right. I can accept when I'm wrong, and I'm happy about it. I like being wrong about things. It's cathartic. I'm going to jump into some of your calls now. We're going to go. Look, is she there? Is she gone? Has she disappeared? Brittany Blue was here now. Brittany Blue is gone. I'm sad about that. I was really looking forward to speaking to Brittany Blue, and she disappeared. We've got David backstage. We've got Jem. We've got Anita. That's the panel for tonight's show. So make sure you stay with the Football Terrace. You ain't getting a Chelsea panel better than that anywhere else on the internet. You do realize that. You got Jem with his forthright opinions, his boyish good looks, and the craziest hair on the internet. You've got Anita, in my opinion, the most formidable female in the social media football scene there is. She should really be presenting shows on Sky or BT, and not sort of down here with us basement dwellers on social media. Plus, she ain't got the craziest hair. She got someone else's hair and then weaves. So she ain't like Jem, right? Second thing is David. We know David's coming out with his Mason Mount agenda today. We know David's going to be chatting some nonsense sitting there in his cell in Cardiff while he's at uni on lockdown, right? We know they're coming soon. So smash the like button for them. They're going to be on real soon. Someone here says, calling me a simp. What, a simp to Anita? No, I'm a sugar daddy. What are you talking about? Just jokes, people. Just jokes. Let's jump into some calls here. First up, we're going to have Alex CFC. Alex CFC, what you saying, bro?
Hey, Ter, how are you? All good?
I'm good, my brother. What do you want to say about today's performance and win?
So I think overall the game, I think at the start, the first half wasn't that great, to be honest. I think it was just, we were a bit slow on the ball. And obviously, I think the goal came, and I think it helped the team's morale to go in the first half. Yeah, I guess just the team was playing well. Then second half, Rudiger, man, like, we need to get him out of the club. But, he does some brilliant stuff, but then sometimes I don't know. I don't know what to say about him. But then, Werner, great game today. Even if he didn't get a goal, I hope this boosts his confidence up, because I think no matter how bad maybe he's been, and he's, people say, oh, he's not on good form, he's lost his confidence. He's still making those runs, and he's still contributing to the team, and that's so important. And then I have to give credit to Mount today, because he made a good goal, but there were so many times where maybe Sheffield United were on a counter, or we needed a player to try and win the ball back, and he was always there. And those moments are so important in a game. So, but yeah, 3 points, 1 point behind Liverpool, up the Chelsea.
Absolutely, mate, and that's the important thing. You're so close to that top four again. I think with Tuchel here, there is that sense around the Chelsea camps that we can make the Champions League next year. 3 or 4 weeks ago, under Lampard, that looked like it was falling away. Alex, thank you very much for coming on, bro. Really appreciate your support and all the Chelsea fans that choose the Football Terrace. Next up, Dallas CFC. CFC. Welcome back to the Terrace, bro. What do you want to say?
Yeah, that was it was a pretty, we had to work hard for it at the end, but it was a pretty decent all-round performance. Obviously, Mason Mount performed well. Rudiger, I don't get what he was doing. Although, to be fair, in his defense, from that mistake onwards, he didn't really do much wrong. If you watched him carefully and saw what he was doing, he was making some big blocks. He was trying to, stop Billy Sharp from getting in behind, which was good to see. And yeah, the Tuchel era is in full effect. I just hope this isn't a case of another new manager bounce. Sooner or later, once the system settles in place, and after we play Atletico and all these big teams, we may see a few blips in results. I just need to make sure and warn the Chelsea fans right now. We need to keep calm and keep our heads composed. Otherwise, we're going to go through another what's the word? When you get a sour relationship type thing, it gets really...
Yeah, Chelsea fans, there's always, between now and when Tuchel leaves, there's going to be bad results. Even if the man wins you a treble, there'll be bad results. It's about seeing the wood for the trees. And I think already people can see an identity with Tuchel. They can see a style of play forming. He hasn't even had an opportunity to have a week's training with this team. It's literally recover, game preparation, and already you can see it formulating. And I truly think Chelsea are onto a winner with Thomas Tuchel. I really, really do. Bro, thank you for coming onto the stream. Next up, we have man like Jezza. Jezza's back with us. Another win, 3 on the bounce. Tuchel's magic continues. What you saying, bro?
Well gone, Terry. Thank you for having me on. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. You've got a very nice home, brother.
Can you hear me?
It's very nice. Yeah, I can hear you, man. A bit of a delay, but it's all good.
Thank you. Job done. It wasn't pretty, but I think that was in terms of the development of the squad. I really like that win because we haven't grinded out a win like that. With this set of players, I'm used to seeing wins like that. It gave me very much like the feels of when we had Ivanovic and Cahill in the team and we used to grind out wins on our way to a title. But before I go, I want to send a message out to David. I think I've clocked his Mason Mount agenda now. Like I said, I've been watching you since Fan Park Live, and the Chelsea panel is great. The Chelsea panel is really, really good now on the Football Terrace, and that's what's encouraged me to call in and stuff. But you know what it is, Terry? This is just a bit of banter, but I think, I'm sure David and I are around the same age. I'm in my early 20s, and being a Chelsea fan, we all want, we would all die and give an arm to play for Chelsea. And Mason Mount is living the dream and doing it. And, all you're going to do is just be happy for him, okay? Leave him alone, okay? For me, I don't know about you, but for me, he's definitely been our player of the season. And I underestimated him too. And I'm just really, really happy right now. I'm just really, really, really happy right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mason Mount goes from strength to strength, and the fact that Tuchel's doing so well, and you can already see the players 4 games in that are going to play regularly underneath him. And if Tuchel puts his trust in Mason Mount, I think it would be absolutely ridiculous for that point moving forward for any Chelsea fan to overtly denounce and deny him. You have to look at it and think between Lampard, between Lampard and Tuchel, and of course Gareth Southgate, I think there's more football knowledge there than every single YouTuber put together. So you get to a point where they can't all be wrong. They must see something in him in relation to it. Sometimes the commentary can be a little over the top here in the UK. They can put a little bit too much praise on him, but he's certainly got something. There's no doubt. Jezza, I appreciate all your support on the channel, mate. We'll chat to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Terry.
And that is one very nice looking house. I like that. Next up, we've got CFCRS. Remember, the panel are going to be here in about 10 minutes time. They're backstage. They look happy. Make sure you stay with the Football Terrace. Hit that like and share button. CFCRS here with us now. What you saying? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? I can't see it in your eyes. I can't see it in your smile. No, he's not.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Wait. That is a serious delay, bruv. Where are you, 1982? What's going on? Bruv, call back. That Wi-Fi is finished. Next up on the show, we're going to get Daniel. Daniel's one of our members. Daniel's one of our moderators. Big up yourself, Daniel. Welcome back to the Terrace. What you saying, bruv?
I'm all right, Terry. How are you? Is everything good?
Mate, I'm all right. I'm trying to forget my team threw away a lead yesterday. Chelsea played great today. How are you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good for Mason Mount, so that haters can shut up for a bit.
When you say haters, you mean David?
No, there is quite a few Mount haters. It's not just David.
No, 100%. What have you made of the Thomas Tuchel evolution?
We look better on the ball. We're passing it faster. We're moving quicker as well.
And do you expect this to continue? Are you worried about there being like a downward spiral? Is this new manager bounce, or do you just think we've now got a world-class manager that is going to take us forward?
I'm just going to take it a game at a time, like I did with Lampard.
No, and you back Lampard to the death. To be fair, you were never sort of like staunch. He has to stay no matter what, but you definitely backed him and feel that again already. What did you make of Timo Werner's performance tonight? Have you seen improvements in him under Thomas Tuchel?
Yeah, you can see the difference already.
Good. Daniel, listen, bro. You know how much I appreciate your support, right?
Yeah,
massively. Thank you so much.
Well.
Absolutely. You take care of yourself, brother, and I'll speak to you again soon, mate. Thank you. Where's Brittany? I'm sad Brittany went. Next up is London is Blue. Joe on the line. Joe, welcome back to the Football Terrace. London is blue. Some says claret and blue. Just blue. Give me your thoughts.
First half, we had a poor game, but after Mount score a goal, we changed a lot. Second half, we had a good game, yeah. Werner is a man of the match today.
Yep.
But Jorginho, man, he improved a lot.
Jorginho has been brilliant. Jorginho has been absolutely amazing. He really, really has. How impressed have you been with the impact that Thomas Tuchel has made as your manager? I don't know what. Joe, try calling us back. Better Wi-Fi needed. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Brittany Blue is here. Brittany Blue is going to be on the show next. Jar here says David's agenda against Mount is crazy. But what is crazy is that David is in his 20s. He looks like he's 50. Oh, David getting some smoke today. David getting some smoke. Let's get Brittany Blue on the air. Brittany, what you saying? Hello, Brittany.
She's glitchy.
I don't know what's going on tonight. What's everybody doing? All right, next up, we're going to get Josh Gilmore on the show. Josh, he's still got his cracked lens clear. Right, next up, we're going to get Josh Gilmore on the show. Can you mute whatever you're watching us on, bro? I can hear it in the background. Is that okay?
Yeah, I got it. You got it?
Yeah. All good, mate. Give me your thoughts on today's performance.
Man, I just got my new Chelsea shirt for my birthday, yeah? I'm very happy, man. Very happy. Top four is coming, man. Top four is coming.
Top four is coming. Listen, do you know what? Listen, Josh, I love you. We've got another issue with your Wi-Fi today. It's like 4 on the bounce with Wi-Fi issues. Brittany Blue is back. Let's see if this is working. Brittany, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me?
There we go. Loud and clear,
Right.
Brittany. Another win. 3 on the bounce. Mount on fire. Jorginho killing it. Werner on the way back. You're going to make the top 4, aren't you?
Oh, no, we're going to stick there. We are going to be in top 4. And honestly, I have confidence in this man, Tuchel. Because honestly, when I saw this lineup, I was like, where the goal's going to come from? We didn't really create. We weren't like creative. So I'm not going to worry about that because we won. That's all that matters to me because we haven't won when Lampard was here. After that, 17 unbeaten run. But now we're winning. We're back on track. Werner, silk assist. Silk. Beautiful. Pass from Chilwell. Even though he had an iffy game. Man, that goal was perfection. But Rudiger, I'm not forgiving him. I don't care what game he had. I'm not forgiving him. I saw that ball go into that goal in slow motion, and my whole entirety deteriorated because I knew McGoldprick is gonna come on and just score a goal. I knew McGoldprick was gonna do something dumb like that, but luckily he didn't score today. I, the anxiety I had throughout this match, but we scored real quick. That was like the most hectic 5 minutes of my life. You do an own goal, come back, and then Werner falls on the floor. Werner's out here giving penalties for the gods. I'm happy. I'm happy. Reece James had to eat iffy game. Mount gave me what I needed. As he's a mailman. He delivers. He gives you what you need. I'm happy. This top four she's coming. I won't even be surprised if we won the Champions League, and I said it.
Champions League and top four under Tuchel. That is it.
We're bringing it back to London, baby.
Well, there we go. There we go. Listen, Brittany, thank you very much for coming on, having your say. You know how much we appreciate your support here at the Terrace. Thank you. Champions League winners. Top four incoming. Goldprick. Do you know what? A few people are saying who's she talking about. She's talking about the Sheffield United striker, not the YouTuber. Like, calm down in the comment section there. Stop trying to cause a beef. Next up on the show, remember the panel are coming. They're there. They're excited. We've got 5 more minutes and we're getting them on. Smash that like button. CFC RS is back with us. What you saying, bro?
You can hear me now, right?
Yes, brother. We can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm just happy this performance today. Cause we haven't played a game that this way. We've been we've had to sustain some pressure from Sheffield, especially in the second half. But we were able to claw through it, and that's what we didn't really have under Lampard. When we were under the pressure, we usually crumbled quite a lot. But I'm happy that we can crawl through this game and secure the 3 points. And I'm loving the way I can see us creating chances. Under Lampard, I didn't really see where the chance creation was coming from. It was just a bit boring, the style of play, but I'm loving the style of play now, and I really think we can get second place, I actually think we can get second place. Because, we're definitely going to finish ahead of Liverpool, though. That's a disclaimer. We're finishing ahead of Liverpool. 100. I believe that's going to happen.
Chelsea fans getting their chest back. The chest is back. The passion is back. I like the arrogance. I like it. It's good arrogance. It's what football is all about. It's about the banter. It's about having a bit of a chat. It's about putting your neck on the line 100%. Listen, bro, thanks for coming on, having your say. Panel's here in 2 minutes, people. One more call before the panel. I think we're going to go to Dave, CFC. Davey boy, give me your thoughts.
Right, Terry? Yeah.
Yes.
I just got to say, these agendas of Mount has got to stop. I don't get why we can't just say our midfield is great. Jorginho does a job, Kovacic does a job, Mount does a job. So, David, stop with the agenda of Mount. He's a good player. He's been our best player this season by far. And also, Tuchel, best German manager in the Premier League.
Is it better than Klopp?
Yeah, much better than Klopp. You got to say, Klopp's done well at Liverpool, but he's tactically one-dimensional.
I mean, really? Explain that to me.
You've seen this season. All he's got is he plays one way. You can see his team's failing game in, game out, and he doesn't change it.
So you think that Tuchel's got more to his game? He can rotate better. He can change the formation when he needs to. He just not prescribed to one thing. So you honestly, so you expect Tuchel to now go on to achieve more than what Klopp has done in the Premier League from this point?
Well, he achieved more at Dortmund, and he'll now he's in the Premier League. He'll achieve more than the Premier League.
He achieved more at Dortmund.
Yeah, of course. He had a better win ratio than Klopp.
But Klopp won
the worst players.
But Klopp won the league back to back.
Yeah, but Bayern Munich were a better team when Tuchel was in charge.
So you think what you're saying is Tuchel's Dortmund team was better than Klopp's Dortmund team?
No, Klopp's Dortmund team was better than Tuchel's.
But what you mean is
but,
Tuchel?
But the Bayern Munich team was better than the Bayern Munich team that Klopp came up against.
Oh, what you're basically saying is right love at the wrong time. So
yeah,
timings were off. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are literally sitting here saying Tuchel. You're saying Tuchel is clear of Jurgen Klopp. That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, and he'll prove it. He'll prove it at his time at Chelsea.
Wow, that is a massive claim there by Dave. Dave, thank you for coming on the Football Terrace, mate, and having your say. Better than Thomas Tuchel, better than Jurgen Klopp. You've heard it here first. The Chelsea fans are loving this. We're getting the panel on now, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting the panel on now. David's just disappeared. I don't know where he's gone. I don't know where David is. I'm waiting for David to come back. Then we're getting the panel on. We'll do one more call before that. We're going to get Wyra on the phone. Wyra, welcome back to the Terrace. What are you saying?
Can you hear me?
What are you saying, bro?
Tuchel in because wow, we grinded out a result against Sheffield, so I think we are moving along quite well. Top 4 is back, and Mount is excelling under him. So yeah, I do understand why people hate Mount. David is hiding. Yeah, I can tell. David has nothing bad to say about him. Yeah, so
David's coming out in a minute. Don't you worry about that. What did you make of the previous caller, Dave's comments? He thinks Thomas Tuchel is clear and better than Jurgen Klopp.
Tuchel can play. Tuchel is flexible because I mean he's played the back 3 and back 4, but for Klopp he's a one formation guy. He's just a one dimension. I feel if Klopp has one way, he sticks to that way. So Tuchel is much more flexible in my opinion. So yeah.
So he's better.
He's able to manage games well. But when Klopp has only a plan A back when he was at Dortmund, I feel
So are you saying he's better?
Yeah. Aging
you
it,
are.
just
You are saying it. That's 2 on the bounce. 2 Chelsea fans running have said it. Oh, they're gassed. They are gassed. Language of the slaves here says we won't be getting top 4 if Rudiger keeps acting like a donkey. We need Silva back ASAP. A comment here says David is a fraud. David is a fraud. That's from Robin George. And Prime has now joined the panel at the back as well. We're going to get the panel on now for you people. Let's smash that like button. Stay with the Football Terrace. Best football channel on YouTube, in my opinion. I'm biased, aren't I? Let's go! Thomas Tuchel, better than Klopp. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a big claim, right? That's a big claim.
They're happy. They're happy.
The more successful one, I was there in the back like, no, that's not true.
I mean, if I say it, I don't mind.
I feel like, you know what? I kind of get his logic that he feels that Tuchel did well in a much harder era for Dortmund than listen, everyone's gassed and happy. Neat. In terms of today's performance, 3 wins on the bounce. How happy are you?
Hey, I'm actually, I'm feeling this kind of football at the minute. Like, I haven't smiled like this in a while, Like, I'm at now. Honestly, I'm gassed. Don't get me wrong. Like, look at the haters saying we're deluded, blah blah blah, whatever, man. Like, we've been there, done that. Like, whatever. Keep talking, keep talking. I think Chelsea might be, on the road to coming back to that glory. Like, I don't know. I'm very happy with how we are playing. And I don't want to be that Debbie Downer. I really don't want to be that Debbie Downer because we are getting better. But the final third has to be better. We need to be more clinical. We need to create more chances. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm still happy. Like, I'm satisfied with the way we're playing. I'm happy with the passing. I'm happy with Jorginho and Kovacic in the midfield pivot. I'm happy with it all. But at the same time, where are our chances coming from? How are we creating? How are we going to move forward from this? And I'm going to just say this, just to add a sprinkle of negativity, what's going to happen to Jorginho when he's getting pressed by City? I need to know how we're going to handle that because he was getting pressed today and he was getting robbed off the ball. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm happy with our boys, but what's the contingency plan? I need to hear a contingency. Werner, by the way, I don't want to hear no one talk negatively about him. Nobody. No, Gem. No. He was arguably our best
What?
player on the pitch today. He was
I
everywhere.
didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought
I was looking at my phone.
I thought you were gonna say.
She
No,
doesn't
no,
trust
I didn't
you.
say
She don't trust you.
Nah. Honestly, he played really well today, and it just shows that he's more than just a number 9 for us. He's. I don't want to say he's kind of Firmino-esque because I don't want to put that on his life. Like I pray to God, he's not a Firmino type player. But again, like I'm just really happy. Free my boy Chilwell. Not good enough to be a wing back. It's so fucking sad. It's when he got yanked here, I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. I've been bigging him up all season. As a fullback, I still stand by it. Like he's a very good fullback, but wing back, he stinks. Mount had a very good game, and guys, get off David's back. Like get off his back. He had a very good game, and Jem made sure that we heard it. Jem made sure. Mount had a good game. Who else had a good game? I feel like everyone was just pretty good. Even Rudiger, despite the own goal, I'm sure Jem or Prime or David will go ham on him. But despite the own goal, he was pretty solid. Other than the own goal, that own goal was a lack of communication, and you know what happens with Rudiger when he.
Oh, that was just Rudiger.
Yeah, it was just Rudiger, isn't it? Like he's just
Rudiger.
Rudiger, he's so forward. Like think before you make a pass. Like think. He could have easily just put it behind. Like that was stupid. But he had a good game, and he made 2 blocks at the end of the game as well that were very crucial for us. So I can't slander anybody on that pitch today. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm all right. Just. Jorginho press doesn't go, please.
These are the questions that need to, of course, be answered, and you're only going to find out the answers when these things happen.
Yeah.
A lot of people questioning in the comment section, mainly rival fans saying that the foul on Werner leading to the penalty wasn't a foul. He lost control of the ball. What's your thoughts on that, Neats?
Oh, come on.
Wait, the penalty?
Yeah, a lot of people. I think it is. They're saying no. He lost control of the ball. Shouldn't have been a penalty.
Who the hell was saying no? Listen, was there contact? Was there contact, and was he playing for the ball? No. Yeah, he wasn't playing for the ball, and there was contact. It's a penalty.
Anita, let the resident expert answer it, David.
Do you know? I even went to David in the chat. I was like, "Why is that not a red card? I wanted a red card." But David will tell us, man.
But again, this whole double jeopardy rule that people love bringing up, that is why it applied there. And first of all, it wasn't really a red card challenge anyway. Like he just brought him down. It's a penalty.
Yeah, because the goalies could say I was going for the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
If a player did that, like headbutt his knee, you'd be like, "What are you doing, bro?" But no, for me,
it just shows how stupid the rule is. The rules are so stupid in the modern game. It's ridiculous.
It is dumb. That's what I said to you. I said it to you in a group, Anita. I said it to you in a group.
Yeah.
You kept saying, "What is it? What is it?" And I told you. I said it's because there's the defender coming around the back.
I actually think I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one who doesn't actually have a problem with the rules. Like, if you think them through, it does make sense. But you know, people just like to look at one example and go like, "Oh, it don't work." Like,
see, my rule is really simple. If you bring down, like, if you deny a goal scoring opportunity, clear one, it should be a red card in the penalty box. So you give a penalty. If you score the penalty, it's a yellow card. If you miss the penalty, the goalie gets sent off. That way, for me, it's like it makes it really fun. It's like a fucking lottery. It's like a lucky dip. Do you know what I mean?
That goalie will stay for his life. Like he will dive everywhere to not get sent off.
Only flaw in it. I just thought of a flaw in my own rule. The only problem there is it depends on what the score is. Because if you're 2-0 up, you might think, well, we'll let the goal go in, so I stay on the pitch because we got 11. So yeah, but that won't work, Terry. You're a knob. You're a knob, Terry. Mate, I need to speak Mason Mount to you, David. Mason Mount's on fire. Are you gonna detract and denounce your negative comments about him?
What did I say? First of all, I've got 2 things to say on this. First of all, I said, and I quote, if this guy gets more end product, which I've been asking for, then I won't have a problem with him. What did he do today? End product. So I don't want to hear it. I said, my problem with him is that he can do all the passes. That's cool, but he won't produce anything. Now he's producing. Why am I going to go at him? He's doing exactly what I want him to.
No.
That's what. And also, did I distinctly not say under Tuchel this guy will be a better player? I thought that was his best performance of the season today. I thought that was his best performance of the season. The way he was like running after the. He was again. It wasn't a simple I just press. The whole team was pressing, but he was leading it. and it was really good from him. He was winning the ball back. He wasn't giving the ball away in needed positions like he does sometimes. He had a really good game, and I'm not like Jem, where when Jorginho has a good game, I can't admit it. He had a good game.
No,
today.
no, don't even go there with me. Don't go to me. You said clearly enough that you said Mason Mount is not good enough to start in this squad.
I said under
you
Lampard.
said he's not good enough.
I said under
Jem,
Lampard.
Jem, don't misquote David. No, Jem, don't misquote David. Because David's actually right in what he's saying.
I said under Lampard, what I said was this guy did not warrant start in, week out. Simple. That's what I said. Because he wasn't producing enough to warrant that. And you can't build a team around this guy.
He's not good enough. I've heard you say it.
Yeah, to start week in, week out, which he wasn't. I don't still think that to this day, because I know Tuchel won't start him week in, week out. Because
anyway,
that's the way he is as a manager. I've called everything so far. I said Alonso would get minutes. I said Christensen would get minutes. Christensen today was one of the best centre backs. He was fantastic today. Did not make a mistake. I said Rudiger would come back in the team. I said Jorginho, and I said, what did I say about Jorginho? You play to his strengths. He's one of the best. He's one of the best in his position.
Yeah.
I've been saying it.
Jorginho,
I have been saying it.
I've been saying that about Jorginho as well. But Jem, something in his head or whatever, I love you, bro. You just don't want to hear it. I keep saying with someone like Jorginho.
No. Listen, yeah. I keep explaining it to you. You choose not to listen, bro. So let me. If you're going to come at me, let me explain it.
I love you, but shut up.
You don't listen, Prime.
Shut up, please.
You don't listen.
Shut up, please. Someone like Jorginho, with his clear deficiencies.
Prime, shut your fucking mouth. Hurry up.
Guys,
are we doing this? Are we doing this? Okay, wow, okay. I'll see you.
Just
anyway, someone like Jorginho with his deficiencies, you have to try and protect and mitigate against that. Tuchel's doing it as of now. That's why he hasn't been exposed as of yet. What Anita's saying about him in the press and stuff against Man City is fair and is very valid. When we play Man City,
that's what I said. You donut. Wake up. Don't watch my shows. You idiot. This is what's annoying me. That's what I said.
With someone like Tuchel, let me finish. With someone like Tuchel, when we play like the likes of Man City, I trust that he is smart enough to be able to figure that out. I didn't trust it with Lampard. That's why I didn't have faith in these big games. When we play these big games, I'll have faith and belief because I know there's someone there who can actually figure it out and get through it. Also, Jem, I'll see you outside after this.
Just get off. Let's get off the camera.
See you outside.
Yeah. Man's threatening. Listen, Joe, I love about this. I love it. I love the fact that you're all kind of. I watch your stuff, Jem. Big up yourself on GNA TV. I get what I love how you're all just missing little points that you all say. You're all just missing little nuances from your arguments. Like David calls that Mason Mount, but says, "But if he produces more, I like him." Basically, Jorginho, like I've heard Jem basically say it. I'm not going to go verbatim here, but it's like when he does X, Y, and Z, he's brilliant, but he doesn't do X, Y, and Z enough. He's now doing X, Y, and Z enough, and it's like it's great. He's doing what I need him to. I love it, bro. It's like I need my striker to score more goals, score more goals. I was like, no, I said he was crap when he wasn't scoring. Now he is scoring. I love him. Go on, Jem.
My biggest thing, this is what Prime doesn't listen because he obviously doesn't watch my shows enough, and I talk about Jorginho quite a lot. Actually, I always say with Jorginho, the thing that worries me is what Anita says is that when he comes against teams that are going to press, how is he going to be? How is he going to be able to act with it? He's played well up to now. I gave him man of the match the last game. I said he was man of the match. Like I did. I said, and David was here. David, did I not call Jorginho man of the match for his goal when we came in here last? I did. So all I said was I need to see more from him against teams that ain't going to sit back, teams that are actually going to get in your face. That's my worry with Jorginho.
And Jem, that's how I know you don't listen to me because I just said that when we play the bigger teams, I would trust Tuchel to have a plan to get through it.
Anyway, all right, cool. Let's move on. Let me just talk about this game.
Hang on. David is lying. He said Mount wasn't good enough to build a team around. Seems like Tuchel is doing the same thing 3 games in a row is what Daniel was said. I want to ask you all a question, though, aside from the Mount and player agenda here. We've had a few callers talk about, first of all, Tuchel, is he better than Klopp? I need to ask you that question because the Football Terrace community put it out there. David, is Tuchel better than Klopp?
I think they're about the same. I think they're about the same.
No.
You know, actually, you know what?
No.
As of today, I'd edge it more towards Klopp. As of today.
Just edge it. Just edging it.
Just edge it. Yeah.
Okay. How about yourself, Prime?
Thomas Tuchel is a better tactician than Klopp.
So, if you had a choice now, and they're both lined up in a room, and you could pick which one you could have as your manager, who are you picking? Honestly, hand on heart, who are you picking right now?
I'd pick the tactician.
You'd pick
yeah, because when something goes wrong and there's a problem, I trust that he will find a way to figure it out. Like I said before earlier today, Klopp, he has a system. He has a system and he perfects it, and that's amazing. But when it goes wrong, there's a problem with it. It all falls apart.
How about yourself, Jem? Would you agree?
No, I don't. I disagree with both of them. I think Jurgen Klopp is. Look, I haven't seen enough from Tuchel to say he's better than Klopp. That's a big statement, boys. You know what Jurgen Klopp's done at Liverpool is massive. Yeah, he's been bad up to now. He's had a bit of a poor season, but Jurgen Klopp for me is better than Tuchel, based upon up to now from what I'm seeing. So I haven't seen Tuchel enough to sit here and start saying he's better than Klopp. I didn't watch him at Paris Saint-Germain. I didn't watch him at Dortmund. So for me, I'm only going on what I see at the Premier League.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a stretch to even. I think to even put them on par with one another is hard because Tuchel's performances in the big five leagues, in the big four leagues, so he doesn't compete, in my opinion, with Klopp's. Klopp won back-to-back league titles in Germany. He's got a Champions League and Premier League in England. Tuchel hasn't done that yet. And I think when I always talk about stats, break down players and trophies. When you talk about the elite end, people at the highest end of the spectrum, when it comes to the managers that manage the big teams, the only rule that there'll always be a preference. Some people will prefer a tactician, some prefer a man motivator, some prefer heavy metal football, some prefer slow paced, possession based. That's all preference. You can only compare it on the trophies. And right now, for me, Klopp is superior in that base. But the one thing Tuchel has, we may now be about to go into a 3 or 4 year period where it's more important. Tuchel might have more variety. Tuchel might be able to say, okay, today we're going 3-5-2. The next game, he could go 4-2-3-1. Okay, today we'll be more possession based. The next game, it could be, okay, we need to be a little bit more direct. I think Tuchel has a bit more about that to his game than potentially Jurgen Klopp. So it could see it as a benefit as we go into this era that really seemingly looks like it's going to need that wider versatility to play. But it's a real interesting one. We want the viewers to come and have their say on that. Get your comments in. Yes, Prime.
Also, sorry, I just got a tweet. Someone said, please remind Anita that Kante is shit versus the press. Thank you. Sorry for swearing.
Kante's crap.
Against a press.
Against
this is a message I got.
Anyway, can I talk about the game, Terry? Because I haven't spoken about the game yet. Can we talk about the game quickly?
Yeah, speak about the game, and then we're going to talk about four chances. Go on, Jem, about today's game. Go for it, bro.
Where's Alfie and Neeks and all these people yesterday when they were asking me to make sure I show my face? And they said, I thought they were going to come here as well, win or lose. Obviously, they didn't turn up. That's cool. Fair enough. But yeah, look, we played well. We played well in the second half. The first half, we were shit. Let's not cut corners. We were crap. We wasn't moving the ball quick enough. It was too sideways. Jorginho, when he was pressing, was getting caught out. Mason Mount was taking some heavy touches sometimes. Timo Werner, for me, in both halves, was absolutely amazing. Amazing. You know, his movement was great. He was keeps making runs. We're not finding him. Yeah, I've seen it. I keep seeing it a lot. Kovacic was very positive today with the ball. Giroud was poor. Giroud had a poor game for me. He wasn't good enough. Chilwell, again, not good enough. He shouldn't be playing. Christensen surprised me today. He was solid. Probably the best out of the three at the back, I would say. Rudiger, don't know what is going on with this guy, bruv. What was that? Do you know what I mean? It was what was that? What goes through your mind? What you got to do to who fits their left ear? Why are you even trying to attempt to pass it back when you're 2 yards from your goal? Do you know what I mean? But look, anyway, we managed to get the penalty. Timo Werner was man of the match by far, along with probably Mason Mount. And, you know, we just take each game as it comes. We're 1 point behind Liverpool, 4 points behind Leicester, and now 6 points behind you, man, Terry.
Wait, Jem.
And we move.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Jem. Did you say 1 point and the greatest Premier League team of all time? That's embarrassing. Wow. Never mind.
I know, bro, isn't it? It's embarrassing, bro. It's
And
embarrassing.
what's it? We got United in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the United Chelsea game in terms of top four is heating up massively. And listen, I'm happy we've got a 6 point now. Our Man United's next 2 games, when we look at this, is so big. When we've got West Brom and Newcastle. If it isn't 6 points from those 2 games, there has to be. I don't even know how I want to say this bluntly. There has to be a serious inquest into that, because otherwise you guys are going to end up catching us, because I'm sincere when I say this. I can see the Tuchel magic. I can see something changing, something manifesting, something brewing here. Igal's with us. Igal, what do you want to say, bro?
Yeah, sorry. First of all, I usually come on camera. My camera's not set up right now. I just came on quickly because I want to show I want to show up and be like, you know what? Big up to you guys. You guys came out here. You guys were facing the music when you guys were losing. I'm gonna come out here and say, you know what? I was quick to say you can't see changes from a team's performances and everything in a couple games, but it's been what, 4 games now? And after the Tottenham game and this game, I can clearly see a different style of play. I can clearly see he's changed personnel, changed formations throughout these games too. And you know what? There is something different that he's bringing to the team. And hey, I'm going to put my hand up and say, hey, I didn't see it the first 2 games, but now I clearly see that Thomas Tuchel is making an effect on the team. And I just wanted to big you guys up. I can't always come out here and criticize you guys, but when I do see something good, I'm going to praise it. On the other hand, now, let's go back to reality. You should beat Sheffield United. You should beat Burnley. Big up beating Spurs, but they're minnows compared to Chelsea, as you guys say. So let's slow a roll. You have Newcastle next. You keep the run going. When you go to the United game, Southampton game, that's when you're going to have the true tests. I'm not criticizing you heavily. I'm just saying honest truth. You haven't faced a big team that is going to give you a test. Spurs were not good, and you guys dominated them. Big up for that. Besides that, I haven't seen anything else.
Igal is 100% correct. Jem, don't try and fight or deny this. He is
no,
correct.
He's not.
Because again,
I'll tell you why he's not. I'll tell you why he's not.
No.
Wait. Let me just explain it.
No. I'm speaking. I'll tell you why he is. Because this is actually the same thing I said about Lampard during our good run. Let's go against the bigger teams and test ourselves. So he is right. He does have a point there. I don't think there's any salt in what he's trying to say. Maybe there is. I don't know, but me personally, I would say the exact same thing.
There's also
I said no because I said the same thing with Lampard.
Go ahead, Jem.
Jem, go on, mate. Yeah, you're in the big screen.
Sorry. No, cool. You can't. The reason I say you can't say that is because man like Liverpool are losing to teams at the bottom. Man United can't even beat Sheffield United at home. Like, yeah, I get you, Igal. We should be beating these teams, but the top 6 teams ain't doing that at the moment. It's just such a random season at the moment. So for me, it's like I get what you're saying. You know, against the smaller teams, we should be beating them. But based upon this season and the results that have been coming in, no game's easy at the moment. Look at what West Brom have been doing. Look what Fulham have been doing.
You know I mean? Sheffield United have a bit. The last 3 or 4 games, they've done well. You think about who they've played. They've had Man United. I swear they've had Man City.
Yeah, they lost one. They lost like 1-0 to Man City.
They beat us, and it was narrow today. Like it's almost. I'm not saying they've come. You know, if they've come alive again based on what happens in the next games against the teams down near the bottom. But they do feel like they've come alive a little bit again. It does sort of feel like they're having a better go of things, if that makes sense. If you get where I'm coming from, and they've come alive. I want to ask you all a question. I'm going to go to David first on this. Top 4 has to be the minimum expectation from here. City are probably a bit too far away. 11 points in front of you with a game in hand. They win that. It's 14 points. But how confident are you of now with Tuchel getting into the top 4, David?
80%, 85%. I'm fairly confident of it. I think out of all that, I've said it, I think out of all the teams, even though Liverpool aren't in great form, I think we'll go above Leicester. So I just don't see Leicester holding up and especially when that Europa League hits. That Thursday, Sunday is a killer. And surprisingly, 2 out of the 4 teams that are in there right now have Europa League. So I'm very confident. I'm very confident, especially if you can get Timo firing. Timo today, again, my man of the match today, was actually fantastic today. Like, if he can get Timo firing on some goals, I'm just thinking of next year. Next year is gonna be another strike partner. A certain big striker might come in, next to Werner, and a little bit of sauce in the midfield, and add a centre back in there, a goalkeeper as well. We might be talking something different, but top 4 this year, I'm fairly confident.
How about yourself, Jem? Do you think it's genuinely attainable? Do you think you will get it? Where are you at with that part of the race?
I said this 2-3 games ago. I said the Champions League is still possible. If you looked at the distance between us and third, it was only about 7-8 points. And was quite lucky because teams that higher than us were losing games. So shouldn't have been, but we were lucky that we were within that distance. But yeah, we should be getting. We've got to get Champions League for me. I'm not too worried about us winning the trophy or not. If we can win an FA Cup, I don't think we'll win the Champions League. I'll say it now. We will not win the Champions League. I don't think. But yeah, top 4 for me, perfect. I'd be happy with that.
I hear you on that. Someone here says, Terry, that United show is on. Yeah, absolutely. The podcasts go ahead as usual, 9 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, regardless of what games are on, because the majority of people tuning in here are Chelsea fans. The United fans can go watch that. The podcast is also going to take a new direction very, very soon as well in terms of the other platforms they're going to be put onto. So don't watch this space. They're building up nicely. Make sure you check out all the Football Terraces content, the only independently owned football YouTube channel that covers the top 6 plus 1, top 6 being City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester, plus 1, Arsenal. Man like Ran here says only 4 games in the league for Tuchel. I want to see this tactician in action when there's film on. When there's film on his Chelsea tactics and people react to them, but they do look good. And that's a fair point. I made that point about Emil Smith-Rowe the other day. I think Emil Smith-Rowe looks excellent in an Arsenal kit. The test is 20, 30, 40 games in when people start to work him out in terms of what he's good at, what he's bad at, where his strengths and weaknesses are, and then they pull on them, how he then overcomes that. Often you can see a young player come in, they look great. There's always those moments. And you've seen Mason Greenwood go for it a bit early this season, nullify him a bit, or if you show him on the outside, he's not as good as on the inside. So I think that those areas really need to be addressed with Chelsea. But I just see them. I don't know. For me, I look at them and it just looks I felt you just look as a neutral watching. So I don't watch with nerves. When you guys watch, you've got nerves watching. I'm sitting there watching it, just thinking, you're not even going to lose the ball, let alone the game.
No, legit. They brought on Billy Sharp and McGoldrick. And they didn't even they didn't touch the ball for about 10, 15 minutes.
For the own goal. And of course, I'm sitting there as a rival and I'm like, yeah, the own goal's gone in. And then you went straight down the other end. And even after, the penalty wasn't given to start with. And then they almost gave it away again a second later. As soon as you turned it on, they were there. I think maybe the only element of Tuchel that could end up getting to some fans is I think if you go 1-0 up, 2-0 up in a game, you won't always push hard to score more goals. It will be with 2-0 up, we hold on to the ball, we see it out. The great thing about that approach when it works is you're not using a lot of energy, meaning maybe you've got longer legs to compete in 2 or 3 tournaments. It isn't heavy metal football where it's 90 miles an hour for 80 minutes, but you can only do that in, say, 40 games a season, so you only focus on one tournament. And I'm throwing shots.
My only thing with it.
From your experience, your own experiences, Terry, how long would it take for Thomas Tuchel to imprint himself in the Premier League, or would he have to win a Premier League title or something like that? What do you think?
When you say imprint himself, what do you mean by that? Like leave himself in folklore?
No, because you know how everyone always does it. They're like, "Oh, my manager's better than your manager." This, that. Obviously, I'm not speaking about my manager because he doesn't have as much experience as Thomas Tuchel. But when immediately coming into the Premier League, are you saying he's one of the top managers in the league?
Yes. I would give Tuchel the same respect that I, for instance, paid to Bruno Fernandes. Of course, he could flop, but when he comes in, we know how good he is. So him being, if Messi came into the league, we know he's the best player in the league straight away. We know how good Thiago is. Now, Thiago isn't having a good time right now, but we know he's a very good football player. Does that make sense? Tuchel, for me, he's one of the best managers in the world. So he's in the top 5 managers in the Premier League already, as in overall as a manager. In terms of how good your Premier League career is, that's a very different question. If you speak to the Argentinian population about Varane, who flopped at both Man United and Chelsea, they'll speak about him as being an amazing player. You speak to, I want to say it was Villarreal, about Diego Forlan and his European career, they'll tell you how amazing Diego Forlan was. You speak to Man United fans, and there's a few great goals against Chelsea and Tottenham. Aside from that, with Guy, he was a bit of a flop, but he weren't a crap footballer. Do you get where I'm coming from, bruv? So for me, one of the best managers in the league, in terms of one of the best Premier League managers, it's going to take 2 or 3 years to genuinely establish himself in that kind of ilk, as far as I'm concerned. But he's got all the tools to do it. And if I remove my rivalry hat for a moment, it's not a literal hat in case anyone was wondering. I want to see Tuchel do well because I'm sick. A bit like with people calling Pep like Fraudiola and checkbook manager. It frustrates me. I kind of want to see him do well to shut people up. You know
what frustrates me? What frustrates me? Seeing this, people are trying to immediately compare it to what's going on at my club, and they say to themselves, if we were to sack Arteta, we'd have the same situation. And to me, I'm like, it's completely different at Chelsea. They do this every 2 years. They have a manager bounce every 2 years. If we do this and a new manager comes in and he sees how bad some of our players are, it could go south. So let's not compare ourselves to Chelsea, guys.
Hold on a second. This seems a bit dodgy. You're telling me you bring in a better manager and your team don't get better? Come on, Igal. Come on, let's not take the piss here. When we were down in the dumps, we could all admit it was probably because our manager wasn't the greatest. We've now, got a better manager. Our team's doing better. You're with your dead average manager, and you're, struggling, and you're down there with Leeds and that. So
you're doing better.
Wait, hold on.
Are you saying you're doing better, or you're getting better? You're having better performances because
we are doing better than you.
No.
Come on.
That's clear. That's clear.
Yes.
Cut. That's not the question. I'm asking you: are you saying the performances are better, or are you just saying you're getting better results? Because any new manager comes in, you might get better results right away, immediately. But in the long run, you might get the same problems creeping back up. That's the issue.
I'm telling you now, but our performances have been clear of Lampard. If Thomas Tuchel went into Arsenal tomorrow, you'd understand. You guys, again, you guys are new to this whole. We've got a new manager, and you think that the new bounce thing.
David. Igal, let me wait. Hold on, Igal. Igal, let me ask a question then. So, are you honestly telling me you would rather keep Arteta than get in? I mean, Tuchel was available, or get in Rafa Benitez, like I've been saying for the past 2-3 months.
I'm not
you wouldn't
saying that.
bring in Benitez.
What I'm saying is, if Benitez did come in and Arteta was sacked. Mm-hmm. In the long run, the same issues would still creep back up at Arsenal. It's different at Chelsea. The manager will not be given the autonomy to pick the players that he wants. He will not be given. I'm listing up the issues. I'm listing the issues. Okay. He will not be given the autonomy over the squad. He will not be given the autonomy over who's coming in and out of the squad. He will also not be given. He will not be given the freedom to out certain players within the team. And those kind of things would creep into the manager and would affect his performances on the pitch because he would not have control over the dressing room.
But Igal, what is it that I've always said to you? That a more experienced manager would know how to handle these problems. Arteta, as talented as a coach, you can say he is cool, but he doesn't have experience handling this. Rafa Benitez does. So he would get better performances and better results out of the players that you currently have. And he would leave you with a better squad in 2-3 years' time when he leaves.
Let me ask you this: as a Chelsea fan, you've seen managers come in every 2 years and be given more of a leash than Arsene Wenger, who's there for 22 years. So based on that experience, that's where I'm coming from.
I'm not talking about Chelsea.
Can I ask a quick question, just so I understand here? So, Gal, when you talk about not being able to oust certain players, not being able to do certain things, are you talking about the Chelsea manager or the Arsenal manager?
Arsenal manager.
See, Chelsea managers, that happens to them. I mean, for me, as a general rule, they get a say, but Chelsea managers turn up to coach the squad that's 85% just given to them. So they have to handle, I think they have to a certain degree. The difference between the way Chelsea do it and Arsenal do it is Chelsea go out and buy, generally speaking, top-end players and say to a coach, there you go. Frank Lampard didn't want all the players that were bought for him. Even Jose Mourinho, the greatest manager in Chelsea's history, was given players that he didn't want. The club runs in that way. Everybody kind of knows that. Of course, managers will say, I would like, Sarri wanted Jorginho and he got him. Of course, they get some people they want. So's Arteta got some players that he wants. But that's the same. Most clubs are run like that, bro. The different, for me, the answer is quite simple. if you put one of the best managers in the world into Arsenal and let him look after your team with a great coaching staff, he'd probably yield better results than Arteta because he's a better manager, bro. I don't even think it's if you put a better striker in at Man United would score more goals. You put better centre backs in our team and a goalie. If you go back to 2013 and take De Gea from then and put him in the team yesterday, take out Maguire and put in a fit Virgil van Dijk, we would have probably won yesterday. Like, generally speaking, if you upgrade the quality, the better. I bought a better mic, my sound's better. I bought a better camera, my camera quality's better. It's just the way it is, bro. Do you know what I mean? I think I don't really understand the point of what we're discussing either.
Yeah. The only thing that I'd worry about from this performance that we had today is just more creativity. That is the only thing. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. And whether that's a personnel issue or that's not learning the patterns of attacking play yet. That's yet to be decided. If it's a personnel issue, I'm not really sure. And again, I'm not. I've said it already today. He had a really good game. Whether Mason Mount is the most creative player in that position, whether it's a personnel thing, then you might have to change the personnel. I want to see Tuchel with a bit more time, see what he can do with the attacking plays, and see whether it's Mount who's at fault or it's at not learning the system well enough. That would be my only gripe from today.
Is it your creativity or is it your the fact that some of these games you're creating chances but you can't finish? You're not clinical.
We haven't again this thing of we had 16 this thing of having we had 16 shots last game, but none of them were really like, oh my god, I can't believe he's missed that.
No.
They were all like half chances where on your day you might get it in, you might not. I want to see is 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 just really clear-cut chance for us to score. Then we can start talking.
That's what I was about to say. We don't, from what I've seen the last 3 games that he's been here, we don't create enough clear-cut chances in games. That is the only thing that we really do need to work on. Everything else is cool. The system looks good. We keep the ball very well. We hit the 80th minute of this game, like you said, that once we scored that, and for 10 minutes, all we done was just pass the ball around, and they were just running around like headless chickens trying to get the ball first. You know what I mean? But we do throughout a game, especially the first half. We do not create enough chances. We had one shot in 35 minutes against Sheffield United with blimmin' Aaron Ramsdale in goal.
But again, I think again that's just sort of a thing of working and learning to break down defensive teams. That's gonna to me. That's gonna come.
Yeah, I agree with. I think Prime has got that absolutely bang on. If for instance, this was a normal season, we would be about to go into a 2-week, or we may have just had a 2-week international break, winter break thing. I swear that was about this time last year. I actually get confused what year it is and how old I am, to be fair, because of lockdown. But like, get Tuchel 2 weeks of actually training and coaching and running your team. I think these small little details would be ironed out. My view is you're holding on to the ball better. You look less vulnerable. You're getting good performances out of players. He's still rotating the squad every game, testing out who he can and can't use. And it's got results. If he'd have done all what he's done, and you'd have won 2, lost 1, drawn 1, you might be thinking, you know what? Is it really working? But during his experimental phase, he's pushed you back into a position where you're 1 point behind the self-proclaimed greatest Premier League team. And if you look at your upcoming fixtures, which I'm just doing now, in the Premier League, you play Newcastle next, Southampton, who are on an absolutely dire run, and then Man United. So for me, I honestly think in your next three games, I think you're getting minimum 6 points. Minimum 6 points from next 3. I'm not going to say you're going to beat us right now. We'll see what the form of both time. But you could get 9 out of 9 in your next 3. And if you did get 9 from 9, I believe you'll almost certainly be in the top 4. You'll almost certainly be in there. And that's when you're experimenting and learning. And that's a really potent place to be.
And what Chelsea fans need to remember that since he's come, these run of games that he's had, essentially it's kind of like a mini preseason that he's trying to use these players to find out what works and what doesn't. And that's, again, something I'm going to praise him for doing, is that's what, as a manager, you should be
That's what you should do. Lampard didn't do that, even though, and I know no one had a preseason, but Klopp did things. I was trying things. I saw Ollie and Pep and the
Do you
rest
guys
of
want
them.
to know something?
Lampard didn't.
I think the reason why they never sacked Lampard after the Arsenal game was because of the run of games that you had afterwards. If you look back after the Arsenal game, you had Aston Villa, Man City, Fulham, Leicester. So I felt like they let Lampard go through that time while they were getting the negotiations, everything was done. If they really wanted to, they could have probably brought in Tuchel maybe a week or two earlier, but maybe they just wanted Lampard to get rid of those results, so you could have a better manager bounce with these fixtures.
Yeah, well, they spoke about this, didn't they? The Tuchel didn't want to come in mid-season; he wanted to come in the summer. So they spent 2 weeks convincing him to come in. Now that's why Lampard's job stayed, and that's why he put the armband on Mason Mount's shirt without him knowing, and did all those kind of romantic things because he knew his cards were marked. And look, fair play to Lampard. He could have walked away. He could have sabotaged. Like if he didn't really love Chelsea, he could have sabotaged your FA Cup and played done a Villa and played the 12-year-olds. You know what I mean? He could have done anything to kind of throw you under the bus. But he loved the club. He know it didn't. He knows it didn't work, and he walked away like a pro. And I still think Frank Lampard, by the way, I still think he's going to become a very good manager. Chelsea just came too soon for it because you could, I said you see young players and they're not quite ready, but you see moments of excellence. I saw that in him as a manager, but it's learning. Okay, I can't treat players this way. How do I manage a bad run of form? How do I do X? How do I do Y? It's not at Arsenal. Arsenal Football Club, with respect, Igal, you don't have the ruthless owner that expects results yesterday, not in 3 weeks' time. So it makes it harder. If Lampard was at Arsenal, he'd still be in charge right now. He really would. And Lampard would have probably got you guys on another good run. He probably would have got you onto another good run. But look, it's the way things go.
Like we still would have got. I know we have no way of seeing this or finding this out, but I still believed that if we had kept Lampard, we would have got top 4 anyway.
Maybe.
Anyway,
maybe you would have done. Listen,
maybe.
everybody who's tuned in, a massive thank you to you. Tonight at midnight, KJ is back with Midnight Vibes. So please make sure you're checking that out. Check out our sponsors as well, Manscaped. Get 20% off of all your male grooming products now. Use promo code TFT to get that done. All our social media links, by the way, are also in the description below. Our Facebook, our Twitter, the Insta. Go check that out. But make sure you're on the Discord server. The Discord server is growing day in, day out. It's getting bigger and better. It's like the live chat section here on YouTube, but it's just all day long. There are sections for each of the top 6 clubs, plus one, including Arsenal. Leicester are in there as well. There's match day chat rooms.
Stop doing that, man.
Chat rooms, meme chat. It's a great little place to be if you like talking football and want to occupy yourself. I actually think it's not. I actually prefer going in there to Twitter these days. You get a much better interaction, a much better class of people as well. So get yourselves across to that, everyone. Prime, Jem, David, Igal, Anita had to shoot off. She had another show to go and do. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.